Hey guys, it's been a long time. I've been meaning to make this video for the past 2 months, but I've been doing stuff and I've been slacking a little bit. So finally, here it is, right? There were some bugs in this scene as well, so I had to spend some time trying to figure out what's going on. So just recap what I did. I made the first 2 videos, so I showed you my process of how I work with this, right? I had my sketch on paper, my idea of this animation, and then the second pass I used the bouncing ball just to get the timing. It should be there about 80%, 90%, but I'm putting it on paper. It's always, putting it on out there on your software. It's always a good way to actually see how things will look. Just this little bit. Okay, right, and then after that, after I got timing, I will draw the poses. These poses using grease pencil. Yes, grease pencil is a little buggy recently, so I had to do some little doodads to get it to work on Maya again. Right, so I got it in an image plane, so that doesn't matter for you. So let's get to the good part. So this is the first pose that I was posing out. So right now I'm just pretty much following the sketches, right? If I move towards here and I see this pose, I would pose out that character exactly like that. Right, so right now I'm looking for key poses, the main big poses. So what that means is comic book poses. So the end pose, right? If the action figure pose. So let's say god damn it again. Okay, right, so this is comic book pose where you could see it, just a still as an action figure. This wouldn't be the smear wouldn't be an action figure pose, because that would be weird to see a character stretched out like that. Or maybe not, I don't know, I wouldn't mind it, but normally it wouldn't be an action figure pose. Like when you jumping up to stretch, that's not a pose. That's not the key pose. This can be a key pose, I guess, in the air. So the end of every arc, I would like to call it, the end of every arc, it's a key pose. And then anything in between that is in between key pose. Yeah, something like that. Right, so let's key out this pose first. You see, it's my sketch is a lot bigger than my character that I'm using. I'm using the Darkseer character. You can use any other characters you like. You don't have to use this one. I like using him. All these small Dota rigs is because they are very light, and I like using light rigs, so I can work really fast. Speaking too fast. I can work really fast that way, right? If I use something like Malcolm rig, it's a really good rig, but it's unbelievably slow. So that really gets on my nerves and kind of breaks my flow. So I like to use light rigs just to so that I can get in the flow and really do things quickly. Right, and this rig, right, make sure that you have a rig that can stretch, that can translate the body. Like, even though these are FK spines, they could translate like this, so that way you can make smears. Same thing for the arms, like these, kind of like a smear, not really. But I added a control where I can move the shoulder, so that way I could stretch out the arms. Same for the legs. Like, if you're using these Dota characters, I think some wouldn't be able to stretch. Most of them won't be able to stretch like this. So I add a controller to the hip joint, parented to the hip joint, and I could just move the hip out like this for a stretch. It's not exactly what I want, but it works. I'm not gonna render this anyway. It's just for like, just a cool animation to do and see. So that's all that matters, depending what your goal is, right? In all this animations that you do. Alright, so once I got that pose, as you can see, I don't really pose in detail. It's mainly just the spine, the line of action. Oh, drawing mode. Okay, like this spine of action would be like this. This line of action would be like S pose, the head, the arm, like this, right? That's so I'm trying to just get this part right here. That's the main thing, and then the arm just kind of hang out like this and legs like this. His legs are a little different. It's the quadruped legs. So it's gonna be a little bit different, but that's fine. Right. Cool. So I'm not gonna pose the fingers. I'm just gonna get the line, and that's it. Right. So the goal in this is to make it fast. So pose up really quick. Alright, so down here, this is my next key pose. I'm just gonna create a hotkey for all my IKs, so I can just like drag it out like that and pose them down here quickly. So let's see. Ooh, this leg is really messed up. It really is messed up. Oh, what's going on here? Why is it transparent? I think I know why. Is it? Right, cool. If you get these weird issues, I'm not sure how common this is. Like, your character is pretty much transparent. It's like see-through, like it's made of glass or something, like this. If you get this kind of issue, it's under the viewport 2.0, and then here in this drop transparency algorithm. So you want to change it to depth peeling. Play around with those settings. I'm not too sure which exactly. I guess it's depth peeling. Right, so I'm just trying to get this line of action right here. I'm straight, something like this. Oops. I want to make sure that his butt is touching on the floor, because that's where he's sliding on. I guess somewhere like this. But the positioning doesn't have to be exactly the same. But like this is good. I think right here like this. So the main goal in this pass is the feel of it. It's pretty much translating all these sketches into a 3D pose and see how it looks like. Don't worry about the timing. Don't worry about the mesh being weird like this, the legs. But depending what you're doing, I think you can get away with it. Ugh, nope. His legs are weird. Let's see. It's gonna be a challenge for me, because this character does not pose well. He doesn't have any knees. I can't even pose out his knees. No, rotate. What? Oh, there it is. Oh, right. Heels. Still really weird. So his knees are like pointing backwards, like a quadruped. Maybe I want to have his arms out like this. Let me see. This is a little troublesome. I'm trying to figure out why do I have this ball right here. Oh, there we go. Right. I had to put my sketches on an image plane because something weird and buggy happened. Right? Key pose done. Let's move to the next one. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible within 1 hour. So, Alexa, set timer for 1 hour. Alright, 1 hour starting now. Right, this is another key pose. Let's move these characters downhill. He's a lot smaller than my sketch. Mistake number 1. So you might see that I stretch the character, kind of deform it a lot. I'm probably gonna do this a lot. The reason is because we're only gonna see this camera, right? And it's gonna be a far view, so it doesn't matter what happens back here in this angle too much. And that's in my opinion. I know people that are very anal about, you know, it should look good in every angle, that kind of thing, but it depends what your goal is with this shot. If this is a gameplay animation, yeah, definitely it should look good in every shot, every angle. But if this is just a short, cool animation I want to do using this camera angle, it doesn't really matter. Especially when you have a lot of restriction on the rig, and I don't want to let that hold me back. So I'm just gonna, you know, do what I like in any way I can. That's the approach to all of this techniques that I've been doing. Woohoo. It's really tricky when the character flips upside down, because gimbals are bound to happen. Definitely it's gonna happen. It's pretty hard to see, it's so tiny right here. But let's see what happens. His legs are all like fucked up now. Ugh, what's going on here? Okay, I guess it's like this. Ugh, that's so ugly. Ah, doesn't matter. I'm wasting time. Right, if my goal is to block out this whole thing within this 1 hour. Let's see if I can do it. I hope I can. I think I can. Every time I animate, right, I try a different technique. So this was a technique that a workflow method, I would say, like a philosophy, which is do it as fast as possible and just kind of see what happens and learn from it. So right now I'm just trying to use this technique again with what I did with the CV animation, the one that I did using the League of Legends rig, that CV. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but yeah, one of the animations the most recent one that I did, which is months ago, which is also a side angle kind of animation. So what's happening here is doing a cartwheel up. Let me save, right? Cartwheel up here, I guess. Let's see, up here. Alright. Next, find the next keyframe. Here, this squash, air squash mode. Set a key. Select my AKs. this tool that I'm using now here. It's called A Tools by, I don't know his name, Alan something. He's making a new one called Animbot, which is pretty much this, but different name, and you have to pay for it this time. But it's right now still in the beta phase, so right now it's still free. You can back him up in Patreon, which I did. When it comes out, I'm gonna use that shit. I'm not using it right now because it's a little buggy. Some of my co-workers are having problems with it, so I rather not touch it yet. I'll just use A Tools for now. They should move it down. Man, it looks so weird. Oh. Still looks really weird. Okay. Let's see. We'll see what happens. The main thing is the spine. I wanna try to get that squash looking pose. Right, let's see how it goes. Right, next pose. This one. The John Woo pose. Jumping backwards, shooting blasty stuff. Oh. Wow, his rig is really breaking. It's tearing it apart. Tearing me apart. What? Can we do this? Gotta be. Oh. Oh, wow. This is horrible. What's going on here? Alright, this works. Not the best, but fine. Both arms out and he's shooting his blasters. Those are his blasters. Wait. Spikes up here are pretty cool actually. Creates a cool silhouette. Right, next pose. T-pose right here. Cool posing, cool landing. I might tweak the camera later on because now that I know how much, I think because I uploaded the picture, I didn't use the actual sketch. I exported out and then put it in image plane. So I think that's why the drawing looks bigger, a lot bigger. It wasn't as big before. And I'm not a fan of this knee. This weird knee. I'm not sure we can do this. We'll see. trying to work on a pose that looks cool, so I might have to deform the character like this. Yeah, okay, sure. I'll make this a key pose. You can see I'm not worried about the spacing here yet. I mean, where he's gonna do the back handspring and landing to this. I can always just move it like this later on. So just get that pose first. Same thing for the orientation. So I'm just gonna get this pose. I'm not gonna worry about how much it should rotate. I can always do it later with the magic power of Euler filter. I'm trying to get a squash looking pose. It's tricky when your character gets upside down to like a handstand move, because rigs are not meant for that. Because the center of rotation is now on like the upper body, and these rigs are not meant for doing things like that. So that's when you have to just kind of wing it, I guess, and find ways to work around with it. My method is just to do it, just to get the pose of these of the rotation. So like the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, these 4 angles, and when you hit play, it works for the most part, not entirely, but it's a good starting point, and then you could just tweak it frame by frame. That's the only option, really. I'm sure there are tools that make it easier to pose it out, but I think in the end, the polished phase, you're gonna have to kind of eye it frame by frame. This thing is weird. Just notice he has a beard, so animating the polishing part is gonna be interesting. Squash pose, and it's might not be enough, but we'll see. And next pose would be when he touches the wall here, like this. I'm gonna steal this pose, so I have something to start with that looks okay. I'm gonna put this spine in a hotkey, so I have to keep doing this. Next key pose here, which I could just use the same pose and just drag it down. He still looks kind of messed up. It's gonna take me a while to find a good pose for him, but I want to get the feeling first. The feeling of the animation, right? Break. That's so broken. Expose. Save. This pose. Let's take the same thing, just drag it down. Squash pose. So This is when I cheat a little bit by dragging the head out. Super deformed, but we'll see what happens. Be amazing if I could get it to work if I just drag the head around like this. Drag around like that. I mean, yeah. Right. This will be a pose too. Sometimes I would reset the spine, just zero out everything, just so that I know where it's starting off, where it's starting off from. Yeah, that's the word. Arms up here. It's gonna be a stretch pose, so oh cool, works this way. It's when I use the hip controllers to drag out his legs, stretch out his legs. It's not ideal, but it works. Still works somehow. If I could get a bit of stretch on the legs like this. I know it's kind of weird, but I like looking at things like this, like smears, digital smears, because smears are cool. I like doing smears. Yep. Then technically this is a smear pose, but I gotta get that center point right there. Yeah, block it up. What's this happening here? Oh, this pose. Okay. So this would be my next pose. See, I can steal a pose from up here. Wait, I'll steal this pose. There's a way to zoom in. Aha! Got it. Yes. So if you're wondering how do I do the smear, is that to zoom in the camera is instead of holding down Alt and middle click to go in, to zoom in, you hit that button on top of your enter button. So it looks like a line. It's a line or backslash. Yeah. So you hold that button down and then middle click, drag. You can zoom in like this, a 2D pan view. Zoom in like that. It's a cool trick that I learned from a coworker. Right, spine. 3-point pose. Oh, it's like this. Oh, wait. Let's see what you want about 3-point pose, but it works. It looks cool. It's a little cheesy, but it works. Right, okay, go. Let's not get too tunnel vision with the poses. So this pose, he jumps up and grabs the head. Okay. I think it's almost 1 hour. I think it's about 30 minutes right now. I can do this. I can do this. Let's see, how is he holding this right hand? Okay. See if I can do the second skill. The spine a little bit. Oh, what? Oh. Okay. Wait, I don't know. Grabs the head. Oh. Left arm. She looks better out here. Well, maybe I'll keep it out here. See how it looks like. Looks cooler. Right. Then just bring it down here. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Okay. And what's bothering me is like this sharp cook, this corner right here. And what I could do is, ooh. Okay, let's see what happens if I do like that. Pretty much breaking his whole body. but it makes the character feel organic. And that's what I like the most. This will be my next pose. His anticipation pose to shoot the thing down. I hit set key a few times every time, just because from experience sometimes it just doesn't set the key for some reason. It's just bullshit. It doesn't, so I just keep spamming. Just to double tap. No, that's the word. Double tap. Make sure that it's actually set. Keep fine. This is his anticipation to shoot the thing down. This weird is a little rig. This rig's a little weird. There's a shoulder rotation. You know, that's ends at the chest, and then that's it. But there's a chest, and then there's a shoulder. It's weird, but I don't know. Whatever. Oh. Should I follow the sketch? Figure out where to put this arm. Should I follow the sketch like this? Or should I... That, so he has the head there, and he's gonna toss it at the body's face. I mean body. Toss his head to his face. Makes no sense. Toss his head towards his body. So trying to take care of silhouette. So I'm just trying to like maybe cheat a little bit just to create that nice looking body. Right now the black background, it's hard to see, but after I remove it, it should be easy to see. Okay, so I want him to get that stretch of that power. I'm always finding ways to kind of exaggerate the throw a little bit more. Exaggerating the hits. It's a little bit more and it feels better sometimes. Okay, let's not get too let's not get too detailed about this. Okay, let's just move on to the next pose. Next pose would be the throwdown. This pose right here. Right, this pose. Scale a bit. There's going to be a big twist. Let's see if I can do this. It's kind of like flexing, you know, that pose. But let's make it more like a throw. So what can I do? Maybe I could twist the body more. Yeah, one higher than the other. So it looks like he just toss something down this way because of that. And there's no hip control. This kind of sucks. Because that means I have to do this. And then this. It looks kind of messed up. Alright. Next pose. I'm gonna do this pose first. Well, I'll just do the roll. I'll do the roll next. So let's see. Rolling. Oops. Rolling is the tricky one. The tricky pose. This is going to be tricky. He has spikes on his back. So, what to do? Oh, I'm trying to think of his foot, like the orientation. Nope, I think it's like this. Should be right. Yes, it is. Arms are broken. What? Okay. Right. Ooh. Look at that arm. That arm though. This might work. We'll see. We will see. Next pose after this will be the cool landing. This cool landing. Okay. We have a pose that's similar to this, so let's steal that pose. I think it's this one. Okay. If you, whenever you can, try to steal a pose from back here and then modify it. Something that's close enough and they could start with. So this, I used this pose from earlier. I can always tweak this. I'm thinking which leg. I think it's left leg. Yeah, left leg. Reset the spine, make it easy to work with. Oh, right arm, left arm. Next pose would be this pose. We're reaching 1 hour. Almost 1 hour. Let's see which post I can steal from this. Or I can steal from this. Yeah, I can steal from this one. Pretty similar. Cool. This pose I can definitely steal from somewhere. But where though? This one. This one, right? Steal from this. Oh no, it's been 1 hour. Alexa? Alexa? Stop. Alright. It's been more than an hour now. I mean, it's been 1 hour. So, let me try and just block out these key poses first. I don't want to end it yet. At least get that done. So, here, this pose. Alright, I can steal this from the wall sliding part. I can steal from here. Alexa, set timer for 30 minutes. You can see I rotate the character, his torso towards the camera a little bit, just for staging sake, staging. Because you don't want it to be too side view. It looks kind of flat, and even though this is a flat 2D plane, it's only one camera using just flat 2D side view. You still want it. I still want it to make it look 3D, so for better posing. So it's not always facing away from the camera. I'm trying to get his elbow up so I can see his silhouette. Can I do it this way? Ugh. Oh. Ugh. That looks weird. Just hide it like that. Expose. It's cropped out. It's okay, I know what pose this is. It's where he's on the wall, looking up there. So set. Let's save this just in case. Stretch this out a little bit. This pose is tough. It's awkward and it's tough to pose out because it's awkward. Alright, this works better now. After twisting the body. Legs up like this. Other leg down like this. There we go. Looks a little better now. More 3D-ish. Right, next pose would be here. The air pose. Whoosh. The jump. Do I have a pose like this? I could just take this pose, right? Right, cool. Next pose would be grabbing on the ledge. After that would be... Okay, the last pose. Almost done. Last pose for the first phase of blocking, that is. The two phases that takes the most time is blocking and polishing. Those two, yeah, long time. The blocking plus stage is pretty fast actually, because you're just filling in the blanks. Polishing is when you go two step forward, one step back, two step forward, one step back. You do that a lot in polishing stage. Blocking stage is when you have to fill up that empty page of paper with things. You know, this is a blank sheet of paper. That's why it takes a long time. Long time. But it's also the most important part of the phase, the blocking. trying to work with no hip controller. See if I could get that pose I want. Alright, cool. I should make this higher. Oops. Oh, what did I do? Okay. You can't even see it. It's still tiny. Save. Alright, it's all in a step right now. Let me make it all in a step. It's so many things going on, and so quick. Right, so this is the first phase of blocking. It took about an hour, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, about an hour and 15 minutes. Let me play blast this. Okay, blocking. So this is a technique that I found recently. For my past work with the severe character, forgetting her name, which is to quick blocking, just to get this kind of phase. So it's more like just placing the character in the area of the map and with the line of action, not caring about the mesh intersecting with each other, or if the arms are stretching. I don't think about that too much, but just get the line of action first and placing the character in the map where it's gonna run around. But if you're doing something different, some kind of another animation that's not running around the map, it might be a different kind of workflow. But this is a workflow that I kind of discovered, and it seemed to work. Yeah, usually the blocking phase takes a long time, and the polishing phase. So next, I'm going to call this done for now. For this video. So the next time I do this video again, we're going to put more key poses in between. So you get a feel of how these characters are moving, how it's stretching and squashing. Right now it's just like popping everywhere in the map, but at least we get it to a certain stage. So it's good. Get this done in 1 hour, 1 hour plus. It's very it's a good progress. Okay, so next week, yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.